I don't need a man.
Okay.
More and more women say they don't need men, yet at the same time, they complain that men have disappeared. In this video, you'll hear statements that reveal some strange contradictions, independence, impossible standards, and a reality that not many people want to admit.
Do women need men?
Do women need men? No. We don't need y'all.
I do. I need my man. Baby, I need my man.
Okay. Why don't you need men?
What do I need a man for? To do what?
Everything.
Okay, why do you need a man?
Because we was created to be soft and nurturing. We ain't created to be working hard. We need a man. I need a man. I need my man.
I mean, I got a man, but I don't feel like I need him. But I like him around.
More
I feel
than
like
men.
men need women more than we need them. Y'all can't do shit yourself.
I don't want to be an independent Black woman. I've seen the path that y'all independent Black women head down, and that path is not for me. I don't want to be masculine, and I don't hate men, and I'm not going to raise my daughters to do the same either. The independent Black woman propaganda really turned us into masculine females without us even knowing. And it's so crazy because I never heard someone say the independent white woman or the independent Asian woman. It's always the independent Black woman for some reason. The independent Black woman propaganda is literally a scam to keep us back, to hold us down, to stop us from evolving, and to keep us ignorant. That's something that I don't want for my future. I want to be soft. I want to be feminine. I want to let my husband lead. I want to have kids. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to take care of my household and be nurturing. That's how God intended it to be. The independent woman propaganda is like a bomb wrapped in a gift box. It's made to be a flex, but it's really the biggest downfall of the Black community.
Saw a video of a woman saying that women need to stop saying that there are no good men out there because it just makes the patriarchy win, because then women will settle for less than they deserve because there are no good options, and that means that we have to fix them, save them, train them, make them better, whatever. No man is just going to be a good man. To that I say, I think women are just realizing that we don't need to be with a man at all if most of them suck. Trying to wade through all the bad ones to find a good one is exhausting. And women are realizing that they actually just don't even need a man at all to be fulfilled in their life. Women have been told forever that we need to get married and have kids to find fulfillment in life. And I can tell you right now, some of the happiest women I know are either unmarried, child-free, or both. I do believe that there are good men out there. I know there are because I found one. He's amazing. But I think that right now women are realizing that we need to build a beautiful life that fulfills us and makes us happy without a man being a part of the equation at all. Once we have that, we can add a man in, and if he continues to add value to our life, continues to make us happier, continues to make us feel more safe and secure and free in our expression, amazing. But I don't think that holding men accountable for their actions and saying that men suck is going to make women settle for less. I think it's making us realize that maybe we just don't need them at all, and we can hold out until we really do find a good one instead of dealing with all the bullshit.
This sounds like empowerment, but deep down it reveals exhaustion with their own choices. When a woman starts saying she doesn't need a man, it's often because she's given up on learning how to choose better. Of course, no one needs to get married just to exist, but turning relationships into something optional while constantly complaining that men are terrible sounds more like frustration disguised as independence. The simple truth is this: Women who are genuinely happy in healthy relationships rarely spend their time online trying to convince everyone that men are disposable.
Do we need men in our society? Listen to this.
Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because they suck.
Okay, well, some bad news to these man-hating feminists. I am so sorry to break this to you, but we absolutely need men. And not just for the sake of our population not dying out forever and the world coming to an end, but, well, men are imperative in the most important fields in the world. Men make up 85% of the military. That house or building you're currently sitting in, guess what? Almost 99% of construction jobs are man-made. Firemen, 92% men. Pilots, 91% men. 82% of farming jobs proudly occupied by men. And I just said the word man-made. It's something I celebrate, but it's interesting because I was just thinking about it. And I'm like, you know what? There is going to come a time, probably not too far off from now, where the word man-made is no longer even allowed to be used. I can just see the liberal nut jobs coming after the word man-made. I mean, the writing is already on the wall, as we have already seen. But back to other men-dominated industries that we would clearly suffer without. Landscapers, well over 99% men. 99% of carpenters are men. Inventors, fishermen, policemen, also all male-dominated professions. So, guys, let's just cut the BS. Even if you hate men or embody the most extreme forms of feminism, there is no way you can say that we do not need men. And don't forget, if it wasn't for a man, you would not be alive. And that is a scientific fact.
I posted the video the other day about how I changed my own battery and how I don't need a man. I just wanted to come back and be very transparent because it's funny. I was hearing like a clunking noise in my front passenger side wheel well. It's been a couple days. I've been trying to figure out where the noise was coming from. I was supposed to go to my cousin's baby shower on Sunday. I got nervous because I was like, I can't drive on the highway. I don't know what it is yet. To be quite honest with you, I thought I left like a ratchet or something in the engine bay. It fell down and it was clunking. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like there was like a piece of metal jumping up and down when I was going over bumps. I jacked my car up. This is right after I did the battery, because I was going to change out the transmission fluid. Let me check out this wheel well. I couldn't find anything. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Shaking the wheel and turning it, trying to hear if there's anything wrong with the suspension. And I couldn't figure it out. Then eventually, after looking everywhere, and I got under the car and I pulled the clips out of the plastic housing that goes underneath and I was looking in there to see if there was any fucking pliers or something. I look at the spring. Inside, there's like a lip. It's where it starts to connect into like the tire. I see this, like, here it is. That shit broke, for the record. I need a man for that. I'm not doing that. Here's the thing though. I hired a man to fix it. He's gonna come to my house. He's gonna be nice to me. He's not gonna ask me for anything. I'm gonna pay him and he's gonna leave. And I'm probably gonna call him again in the future when I need something done. That's the only way that I can foresee myself needing a man at this point in life.
This example is almost ironic. First comes a speech about total independence. I don't need a man for anything. But the moment a real problem appears, she calls a man to fix it. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is, pretending dependence doesn't exist. Society has always worked through an exchange of skills, men and women helping each other. Turning that into a purely transactional relationship, I pay him and he lives, shows more emotional distance than real independence.
Bad situations,
when women make their own money, the last thing they want to do is support a man. Last thing they want to do is support a man.
Believe it or not, no. When women make good money, they don't. When women make money, they don't need a man because they make enough money. They have.
Okay, repeat that sentence again.
When women make enough money, they don't really need a man.
Okay,
because
say that one more time again.
When
women make what? What did you say? When women make money?
Enough money, they really don't need a man.
You do understand your sentence just defeated your entire argument, right?
No, it didn't. It didn't. But
Really,
that's what I'm saying.
Boss babes, ugh.
No, that I don't need a man, I make my own money energy, that is not empowering, that is exhausting, and you are repelling him. You're not in your power, you are in defense mode. It's not confidence, it is control over everything. You've been hurt, let down, disappointed, and now you call your walls standards. You intimidate weak men, but you will never attract leaders. No real man wants to compete with the woman he's supposed to attract. No real man wants to compete with the woman he is supposed to protect. Somewhere along the line, women confused aggression for strength and independence for their whole identity. Now everybody is hard, guarded, and miserable, bragging about doing it all alone like it's a badge of honor. But that's not feminine power. That is burnout. Jordan Peterson said it himself. We all know who he is. The majority of high performers on this planet are men. Dominant, disciplined, stoic men, because that's the game. That level of intensity, that tunnel vision and competitive drive is masculine energy. And when women try to live in it 24/7, they burn out. They shut down emotionally and they start repelling the very kind of man that they say that they want. It's not because you're capable, ladies. It's because you're not wired to live in constant dominance. Your nervous system wasn't built for endless pressure. You can lead, achieve, and build an empire, sure, but if you never come back to softness, you become the man you are trying to attract. A high-value man isn't turned off by your success. He's turned off by your masculinity because he doesn't need another him. He needs peace. You can follow your dreams and still be feminine. You can make money and still let a man lead, but you cannot out-masculine him and expect him to stay attracted to you. Real femininity isn't just submission. It is self-assurance. It's knowing when to stop fighting everything and allow things just to flow. So yeah, boss babes, cute for the internet, sure. But the women who win, the ones who have the business, the peace, and the man, they learned when to stop performing in strength and to start embodying their own feminine power.
This woman touched on a point many people avoid. The problem isn't women working or making money, it's when masculinity turns into competition. A lot of boss babe talk sounds like power, but in reality, it creates women who are constantly in battle mode. No man wants to live with someone who is always competing with him. A man wants peace, partnership, and admiration, not a rival inside his own home. When strength and aggression become someone's entire identity, the result is often loneliness and emotional exhaustion.
For the women that say they don't need a man, more power to you. You must be a handy dandy ass bitch, because I just bought an automatic litter box and I have to put it together. There is 20 steps. This shit is disassembled completely. I have to put in screws and shit. A man should be doing this. I should not be having to do this. I don't want to do this. But I have no man. It's me and my daughter here. She's 6. She ain't gonna do this. I gotta do it. First off, the litter box company, y'all should have just assembled it and sent me like 2 pieces. Cause what the fuck? The company sent me a screwdriver. They said, here, we giving you everything to put it together. I don't want to do this, bro. I don't want to do this. It took me 40 minutes to put that shit together, okay? But I did it.
On today's episode of Resenting Men, I think that what a lot of men fail to understand is that because of how the world is set up right now, there is an abundance of hyper-independent women who take care of themselves. I am one of them. I take excellent care of myself, and I'm extremely proud of that because it takes a significant amount of thought and consideration and effort and energy on a day-to-day basis. And what that means in terms of welcoming a man into my life is that he needs to put that same energy, number 1, towards himself, and number 2, towards me. Because I'm not going to chase you. I am not going to beg you to like me. I am not going to accept your breadcrumbs. I don't want to just sit on the couch and hang out and do this low effort, low energy bullshit. I don't want to do it, which means I need to want that man. And to be blunt, I have not met a man that I have wanted in well over a year. And it's not to say that these men are bad people. It's just to say I'm not seeing men who meet my standards. And I'm aware I have high standards. However, I maintain them because I fulfill them on my own end. I am never going to ask a man to do something that I do not actively do myself. okay? And we're just not seeing that level of effort that men are giving to themselves. And therefore we're like, I don't want to be with you. If you can't take care of yourself, how would I ever expect you to take care of me? And these hyper independent women, we get such a bad rap of like, we run a strict program, we get rid of all the men, we have too high of standards, all these things. And it's like, to be honest with you, be better. Like, all we want for you is to rise up to the challenge. And you just like refuse to get off of the couch, turn off the Xbox, and go to the gym. Like, basic shit, basic hygiene, basic financial shit, basic like style, right? Like they're still wearing basketball shorts from church camp in high school. It's like, what are you doing to be an adult? And if you are not an adult, why would you expect to have an adult relationship?
Her argument sounds logical, but it hides an interesting detail. The standards are high, yet the measuring stick is defined only by her. When a woman says she hasn't met a man good enough in over a year, maybe the problem isn't just the men. Relationships aren't job interviews where one side simply evaluates the other. A healthy relationship grows from cooperation, not constant testing. When everything becomes a checklist and a comparison, the result often isn't quality, it's prolonged loneliness.
Girls, resist the urge to partner young. I beg of you. I beg of you. Spend your 20s free. Spend your 20s doing different things, traveling the world, meeting new people, trying out different types of personalities, breakups, new relationships. Sorry, that scared me. Do everything. Do everything. Don't partner up young. Don't resist the urge. Sit with the feeling, recognize that it's there, and then move along. Because we as women have never had this much freedom, okay? And I think we should take advantage of it, full advantage of it. So, go create a meaningful life for yourself. Look at the wind blowing my hair. What I'm trying to say is right now as women, we have the power and the ability and the freedom to create meaningful and full and enriching lives for ourselves outside of partnership. No man necessary. No man necessary. For free, on your own. Go do it. Create a life for yourself. Do it on your own. Okay? Please don't depend on a partner. Don't depend on a man. No, don't do it. Please, I love you. Bye.
The type of guys that are into a woman because of the fact that she's strong and independent is not because of the fact that she's smart or disciplined or goal-oriented. They like them because a life with that type of woman will mean one thing and one thing only, and that is that they can simply kick back and watch the girl run the show for them, the show that they're supposed to be running. They won't need to put as much effort into her because they know that she'll be able to carry the load all by herself. I literally get offended if someone says, I like you and I'm into you because you're so strong and independent. No, I'm weak as hell. I literally say that. I say that I'm weak as hell. I love depending on people. I love being taken care of. And I love getting help. I don't want to do everything by myself. I did that and it got me nowhere. I literally don't want to be known as the strong, independent woman anymore because it left me exhausted. It made me resentful of, so no, I don't want you to like me because I'm strong and independent. I want you to like me because you feel like you have the ability to make a change in my life, to bring something to the table, to make my life easier.
This last statement brings a level of honesty that's missing in many modern conversations. The idea of the strong, independent woman who needs no one sounds powerful, but in reality, it leaves many people exhausted. Human beings naturally want support, partnership, and care. When a woman realizes that carrying everything alone doesn't bring happiness, she starts to understand something simple. Relationships aren't weakness. They're about sharing the weight, the responsibilities, and life itself. In the end, depending on each other has always been a natural part of human relationships.
So for all the men out there who are like, oh, women don't want to chase us anymore because they're all boss babing their way through life and they're financially independent. Most of us are broke as fuck. Most women like myself are struggling financially in this economy. Half of my wage goes towards rent. And despite this, many women still don't want to find a man. Not because they're thriving. I'm certainly not thriving. I'm fucking flirting with financial ruin. But would rather be broke and alone than with you going 50-50, putting up with your bullshit and giving us the bare minimum. We are over it.
I think it's hilarious when modern feminists say, we don't need men. Like, girl, do you not understand that this entire society is built by men? But I get it. We've been programmed to think that needing men makes us weak. But the reality is that our entire comfortable existence depends on what men do every single day. Like, what are we not understanding here? But it's okay. I got you. Let me give you some facts that might make you uncomfortable, but you need to hear this because it's getting a little ridiculous how ungrateful and dismissive women have become. Over 80% of military personnel are men. They're literally protecting our freedom and safety while we sleep so you can walk outside without fear. Over 90% of firefighters are men. They're running into burning buildings to save your life when your house catches fire or when you're in a car accident. Over 90% of construction workers are men. They're building the house you live in, the roads you drive on, the mall you shop at, the gym you work out in. Over 95% of oil rig workers are men. They're getting the energy you need to charge your phone so you can watch your TikToks, electricity for your Netflix shows, the power to do your hair and makeup. Over 80% of engineers are men. They're designing the apps on your phone, the car you drive, the plumbing in your bathroom, the air conditioning that keeps you comfortable. Over 90% of truck drivers are men. They're delivering the food you eat, the clothes you wear, the makeup you buy, everything from Amazon that shows up at your front door. Over 95% of coal miners are men. They're extracting the coal that powers your electricity for your lights, your TV, your hair straightener, your coffee maker. And over 80% of surgeons are men. They're the ones saving your life when you need emergency surgery, fixing your body when something goes wrong, and enhancing your appearance with cosmetic procedures. Society has taught us that acknowledging this makes us anti-feminist, but it's just reality. We can appreciate what men contribute without diminishing what women contribute. The vast majority of what men do in these dangerous, difficult jobs is to keep society functioning so that we can be safe and comfortable. And instead of being grateful for this, we've been conditioned to be resentful, entitled, and dismissive of their contributions, and I'm tired of it. We've been programmed to think that independence means we don't need anyone, but that's not how society works. We're all interdependent, we all need each other. It's not about being helpless or weak. It's about recognizing that we all have different roles and contributions that make society function. What we don't realize is that men have their strengths and weaknesses, and we women have our strengths and weaknesses too. There are certain things that men can do better than women, and vice versa. There are things that we're going to do better than men. Like, why are we fighting so hard to be like men or think we don't need men when the reality is, us women, we're designed to do things that men can't do. We're literally fighting our natural instincts and then acting surprised when it doesn't fulfill us. We need that balance and polarity to survive and keep society functioning. It's not about one gender being better than the other. It's about recognizing that we complement each other. You can be a strong, independent woman all you want and still appreciate what men contribute to society. These aren't mutually exclusive. Stop letting modern culture make you ungrateful for the people who literally keep our world running. Appreciation isn't weakness, it's wisdom.
Here we see something rare these days, a woman acknowledging a basic reality of society. While many people repeat that we don't need men, she reminds everyone who builds the roads, keeps the power running, drives the trucks, and takes on the most dangerous jobs. This isn't about male superiority, it's about recognition. Society works because men and women play different roles. When gratitude disappears and turns into contempt, the result is an ungrateful culture that spits on the very system that helped create the comfort people enjoy every day.